You might have seen that the fines for taking your children out of school have increased, and I'm going to tell you all about the changes that have been made. But before we do that, there's been a couple of things I've seen in comments on videos that I need to address. First of all, why are the fines increasing? Why are the government doing this? These fines were introduced by the Tory government, and Labour have decided to keep with them, which I'm not sure I necessarily agree on. But the reason for this is to try and address the absence that is still plaguing our schools post-COVID. The most recent update is that a 6.7% in overall absence, which is actually down from autumn 22-23, and just about 1 in 5 children are persistent absentees where they're missing 10% or more of lessons. But do I honestly think that increasing these fines is going to sort this issue out? Nope. And I just want to make it clear for everyone in the comment section that as teachers, we've not decided to put these fines in place. We're not the ones who have said, yeah, let's fine parents. That is a government decision which has then been ran by local councils. I'm sure the majority of teachers are going to be like me, don't necessarily agree with these fines, don't think they're going to be much of a deterrent, and won't actually stop parents taking their children out of school during term time. Because the fact of the matter is, the price difference going in term time, you are saving a significant thousands of pounds. So an £80 fine isn't going to be much of a deterrent. Now, the other type of comment that really winds me up is when people say, well, maybe we should start fining teachers for when they're striking. And it is just the most ridiculous argument. It's like I've said, as teachers, we're not the ones choosing to do this. This is a government decision. Teachers were striking for better pay because they've seen their pay decline in real terms. And I always support anyone striking. But for teachers, a lot of teachers weren't just striking about pay, they were striking as a cry for help because they see day in, day out how our education system being so underfunded is having such a detrimental impact on students. The ludicrous comment I saw was around fining teachers for taking inset days. Like, again, teachers choose to, they're compulsory. They are set by the local council to make sure teachers are up to date with the most recent training. And if done right, they are crucial to make sure teachers are aware of the best practice when it comes to supporting children. Surely, as parents, you want your teachers to have the most recent and up-to-date knowledge when it comes to things like safeguarding, when it comes to things like SEND support. The point I'm making here is this is not something to blame teachers for. Fining parents is a government decision and local council. So stop with the teacher bashing, please. Thanks to this article on Dadsnet, I will now go through all the updated guidance. So these penalty notice fines will be issued to each parent for each child. So if you have 3 children and you take them out during term time, each parent will be getting 3 separate fines, which will be 6 in total. So these fines will be issued for term time leave of 5 or more consecutive days, and they are including inset training days in those 5 days. These fines will be considered when there's been 10 sessions of unauthorised absence in a 10-week period. Now, a session is either a morning or an afternoon, so a full day out counts for 2 sessions. For the first offence, taking term time leave is £160 per parent per child, paid within 28 days. If it's paid within 21 days, it's £80 per parent per child. So a family, if they take their 1 child out, that's £160. A second offence, if it happens within 3 years, is £160 per parent per child within 28 days. If there is a third offence within 3 years, forget the penalty notice, you're going straight to magistrates' courts. Those fines can be up to £2,500 per parent per child. And if you're found guilty, that can now show on your future DBS certificate as a parent due to failure to safeguard a child's education. So just wanted to give you those updates to make sure everyone's in the know. Now, do I think these are going to have the desired impact? Probably not. In the current climate, cost of living, when so many families are struggling but want to create those precious memories and spend that quality time going on holiday, I can completely understand when families are saving thousands of pounds why they do it, and an £80 fine isn't going to deter many. I mean, if it was up to me as a primary school teacher, I'd just be saying to families, look, if your attendance is spot on throughout the rest of the year, I'd give you a grace period a week if you want to go on holiday because of the current climate. And look, I completely get it. But if your attendance is dreadful throughout the year and you think you can then take 2 weeks and go on a jolly, that's where we're probably going to have a discussion. But the point I've tried to make in this video is these rules are not being made by teachers. These fines, government decision, local authority. I still would love to know where this money goes. And someone commented on my previous video to say that actually it's costing more in trying to implement these fines than it is the money that comes in. So look, just do not blame the teachers, because it is not our fault.